Hey there, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine. Today's topic is the middle path. We are in a dichotomy, dualistic realm, polarity, up, down, good, bad, right, wrong. This is considered the realm of dualism. When I stepped onto the shamanic path, I was shown that it's like every topic in the universe is like a flipping coin. Every topic in the universe. Regarding Earth School, all the universal topics that we touch here at Earth School, they're like a flipping coin because we're in a dualistic realm. It has, heads and tails on every topic. And the thing I was shown is that on the shamanic path or the medicine person path or the way of the light or the way of truth or the way of love or being love in form or unconditional love or being a magician, being an alchemist, there are a lot of different ways to elucidate and speak to what I'm saying, and it depends on your understandings as far as your ability to align with what I just said as far as labels and titles. But when you're on that path, the important thing is to walk the rim of the coin. There are many, many cultures and many philosophies and many faith traditions that have pointed throughout the annals of time to either walking in a singularity or walking in a trinity. We see, the singularity aspect in Hinduism. There is a supreme Godhead or an individual. Some philosophies call this the one. In the Muslim faith tradition, this would be called Allah. In Christianity, it would be called the Lord our God. In paganism, it would be called the goddess. But there are many things throughout time that point to the path, or the idealized way is to align the self with a singularity in the duality each day. So rather than getting divided and being righteous about head of coin, tail of coin, tail of coin, head of coin, and fighting with the masses about the righteousness of the awakened perspective we think we hold due to our ego matrix around the side of the coin we've chosen. Instead, we walk the rim of the coin, and we are able to look at either side of the coin, heads or tails, and recognize that both sides have some virtue, some value, some truth, some offering, some love, some wisdom, and both sides offer some fallacy or some false evidence appearing real, and it's not the whole picture, because until we're engaging with the entire coin, we've lost some key points. And so the more we move into the future, the more this realm really engages us in this dualistic fight, or this dualistic fight around a righteousness, right? So the reason I want to talk about the middle path is because there's also a concept of Trinity. And, you can either go to the singularity or you can go to the Trinity to get out of duality. Singularity is like all is allowed, all is one, all is unified, all is atoms. I've only ever seen atoms. I've only ever been made of atoms. It's just a sea of sameness, pretending to be differentness, wearing different costumes, but it's just atoms. So irrespective of any argument I want to have about my opinion being right in my individual truth, there is a universal truth called it's all connected, it always has been, it always will be, and it's always been a sea of me, because it's only in that perspective viewed atomically or in the singularity. There also is an ability to take the middle path by recognizing a third option or a Trinity option. This has been pointed to throughout the annals of time in divinity respects through Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, Mother, Maiden, Crone, Isis, Osiris, Horus. There are many, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So there are many different cultures throughout the annals of time that have pointed to the divine exalted state of having a trine or having a trinity be the answer. And it's interesting because Trinity is also a perfect answer to duality, right? If I have a third option, if I have a rim of the coin upon which I can stand, then that place is actually going to be neutrality. And I'm a huge teacher and advocate of neutrality, and it can really trigger some people because it's like, you can't be neutral, we gotta blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people see neutral as non-action, and neutral as if I'm neutral, it doesn't mean I'm going to become catatonic, just wheel me into the mental institution and let me be a catatonic that drools on myself. It's a deeply understood term, neutrality, and it can cause a lot of, in my experience as someone that's talked about neutrality a bunch, it can cause a lot of triggered responses in people. From my perspective, we are neutral love, the light of truth, the light of energy. My mom would describe divinity as love, light, and energy. Everything's made of energy. You are all made of stardust. Everything is foundationally light. And love is the only thing that truly, for the predominant matrix, most people are not sociopathic, is the only thing that truly feels right. It feels correct when we express love to the self and others. So we actually even get the evocation of which path serves, because it feels better to be loving. It always will. It always will be a superior stance to stand on. It doesn't mean it's not challenging, because it can have its challenges for sure. But so in the Trinity concept, we become the neutral middle path. Again, we're not getting polarized and charged and electric in our natures to advocate for the righteousness of the side of the coin or the perspective that we've chosen. I myself don't get into politics. I find politics to be a way to polarize the people so that we fight amongst ourselves, so that we don't overthrow the government, and they can continue to do whatever they do in secret. So I'm not a huge advocate of politics. I don't actually think that our vote counts. To each their own. Some of you might be grabbing the other side of the coin and being like, oh, I better educate her, better get her to vote, better get her to plug into the system, or else everything will fall apart. But yeah, our system is deeply dysfunctional, and I don't intend to operate and agree to and align with and believe in a dysfunctional system. That's my perspective. I'm not right, and I don't advocate, like, I don't need to go out and be like, you don't need to vote, your vote doesn't count. I don't need to get people on my side. I don't need to get them on my perspective. What I can say is that, the challenge is that once we have a concept and a perspective, decades ago, I decided to stop watching the news, because to me, it's mind trash, like fast food is food trash. It's just mind trash. It's like polarizing mind trash. My mom always said the news is there to report strange and unusual events. It's a good thing that it's negative, because if it got positive, we'd really be in trouble. If a strange and unusual event were a positive thing, we're in trouble. And so the challenge is, though, when we inundate our consciousness with the news, which is there to report strange and unusual events, which includes like strange negative things that have occurred, we can start to believe, if we infiltrate our consciousness too much with that is the state of the world. And that's not the function of the news. News is also often reported by mega conglomerate corporations around the country, and obviously they're going to feed you the story they want you to know. But so there are ways in which I've chosen to opt out of offerings from humanity. That does not make me right. I just understand that watching the news is a huge way to get my brain to remain in a polarized state, to take a side. I watch this news, not that news. Like you can even see it in the conversations and social media news feeds, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that when we are in a dualistic realm, one of the predominant things that will be at the helm is to take a side. And so I'm giving myself always in these videos as an example that some of you, through the conversation I just had, are having your own internal conversations around, like, Heather, you got to watch the news or you won't know what's going on. Heather, like, I couldn't stop watching the news. I have to know what's going on. Well, here's what's going on. Either love or false evidence appearing real. In every topic and every coin of the universe, either love or false evidence appearing real. Either the concept of separation is being embraced or the concept of love and union is being embraced. And you have free will, and you're always, on every coin topic, welcome to choose either. The challenge is that love is actually neutral. It's not good. It just is the truth. But once we present the option of free will or the option of duality, we then have the option of what would be not love or fear or false evidence appearing real. The opportunity to play in this paradigm with the idea that we can be other than what we are. Foundationally, we can't, but man, the hologram really seems rich with opportunity to choose fear or love, and rich with opportunity to express separation or connection. And so, one of the things I'm always working to do is to live in balance, and balance includes me expanding myself beyond my limited concept. Why is it so precious to two-leggeds to vote? Well, they believe in their vote. They believe that they count. They believe that they're making a difference. I really appreciate that about humans. I love it that you want to make a difference. That's cool, man. Right? I'm not like, you idiot, you're voting. Ding dong doesn't count at all. It's just a system to keep you polarized and believe that your voice matters, right? It hasn't mattered for ages. We've had this government system around that, I mean, they're passing down from president to president how to commodify the masses and pacify the masses. And so even in this conversation, as I'm trying to have it, you can hear the advocacy of my perspective. But as a general rule, it's not the way that I hold it. I have no attachment to whether you vote or you don't. You do you, boo-boo. And I believe in your multiverse, if you believe voting makes a difference, probably in your multiverse it does. Because I believe belief is 9/10 the law. What you believe, you will perceive. So for those that really believe in voting and have chosen to take that stance, more than likely their individual truth and their individual activation of the many mansions or many multiverses in the worlds, they're going to activate, how their vote counts, because that's what they've chosen to believe. I haven't chosen to have a lot of faith in leadership. It's easily a stance that's misused, or in governments or in positions of power. I find throughout the annals of time that's often misused. And so history has a tendency to repeat itself, and the truth will always be known and a lie will always die. Leaders tend to abuse and misuse power. So in your world, though, if you believe that it counts, I truly believe that it does. And I don't want to take that away from you. In your world, if you believe in Western medicine, then I would recommend when you're sick, go to a doctor. You know what I mean? If you don't believe in that and you believe in herbal medicine, I would recommend go to get some herbs or go to an herbologist or study the herbal remedy and do that. So for me, I'm going to make my own choice for Heather Feather, but it doesn't make my choice right. It's just a free will choice. Both choices fundamentally they must be to some level of neutral, or it's not true free will, right? If we have to advocate that I must choose love, then I don't technically have free will. And so there's a component when we take the middle path of understanding that everything that you disagree with is allowed. It's allowed. And because it's allowed, if it didn't exist, you wouldn't have free will. You would just be this matrix of existence that we're all expected to be. So the fact that there are those that do not agree with me, thank you, I love it. Thank you for allowing me to be distinct. Thank you for allowing me to be such a distinct frequency. Because there are so many coins in the distinction of every topic, you can even pick one topic and it may have thousands of coins of different ways we can look at that topic, consider that topic, weigh that topic. And there are endless topics here at Earth School. For every person that ever disagrees with me, you create opportunity for my philosophy to be distinct. Thanks. Thank you. So the middle path, the neutral path, is to not get charged, righteous, superior, on your high horse about how your stance is the stance. It is your individual truth. And for you, it individually works. And for some other two-leggeds in the cosmos, in the infinite multiverses, they agree with your individual truth and it works for them as well. But if you need to take that individual truth and smear it across everyone at Earth School, then there's a component of probably ego righteousness present. Often that's the case. And there's an unconscious desire to remove free will. If everyone needs to agree with you, then that means that you need everyone to not have free will and you need to be right. And I understand how much we can be like, yeah, but if people don't agree with me, we lose our rights. Well, this is Earth School. People in power have been trying to take away rights since the beginning of time so that they can be in power, so that they can enslave the body or enslave the mind. That's not news. That's been going on for a long time. So whether you hold your viewpoint or not, it's probably always going to be a part of Earth School, right? So I'm asking you today, how many viewpoints, how many flipping coins in your reality are you choosing to take the middle path? To allow that which is not you to exist so that you become the distinct, beautiful you that you be. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube. I'm Moon.